Hey everyone, thought I'd hop on, make a video on SHIP. Made a few trades on it today, thought I'd go over that, and then I might go over a few other tickers as well that I am watching and interested in just because. So be a little bit longer style of video. So we'll see. You can see that the 1-for-16 reverse split was effective on June 30th. So on stocks trade, it doesn't adjust right away, which is fine. I actually prefer it because it makes it very easy to see splits. But if you're on E-Trade or whatever platform you're using, you can look at the multi-day and you'll be able to see the adjusted chart. So SHIP is on a dip right now. And whenever something is on a dip and it has a reverse split, you should look for a bounce, because reverse splits decreases the float and volatility on the ticker seems to go up, which can create some spikes. That's why I like to watch reverse splits, like the volatility of them. So I didn't touch it on day one, but on day two I noticed it came out with a PR. Let's see what it says. I think it was just something to do with financing. So they announced agreement for the refinancing of 29 million of maturing debt. Alright, I don't really know what that means, but it pop on it, so I was watching it. So what I noticed is that it double bottomed here at 220. Now, if you look, 220 is a nice support level from pre-market, after hours, and the day before. And what I mean by support level is you can see clearly it's like a magnet. Like you can see that the price action is revolving around these prices and consolidating around this price zone. So it's a strong support or resistance level depending on which side it's on. So this was a strong support level, double bottomed with some descending volume, and I decided to go for an afternoon kind of trend change play. Again, the descending volume is quite key. It's not always accurate, but it definitely, from what I've seen, it helps the overall thesis. So in a lot of my videos you'll hear me say that I'm trying to put pieces of the puzzle together to create a profitable equation. Alright, so where did I buy this? I don't think I bought it on this pop. I think I bought it on this pop. So right here, it did dip a couple times to 224 area, and I held strong. So that's very good. If it broke under 224, I was definitely cutting. So, you know, I took 5,000 shares. I was looking at $150 risk on this play. And it's just a pattern that I'm very comfortable with, and it's a situation I've been in many times, and I have a lot of experience in the spot, and I was okay with risking 150. You know, I'm trying to size up and trying to give myself some more wiggle room, kind of, because it'll help me in the future to be able to use bigger sizing like this. So I held. I ended up getting the uptrend. I got this nice pop, but 238 is major resistance from the morning, and it felt heavy. I got out. It was the right move. Came down. Could have cracked into a death spiral, but it didn't, so it held up. And I took the re-entry, which you could have played it as a dip. There would have been nothing wrong with playing it as a VWAP dip. Once it proved itself to hold the VWAP dip, could have entered around 232 to 233. would have been a much better entry than my 238. So I bought 5K shares on the continuation 238. I was looking for a strong surge to test the 247 highs from the morning, and it couldn't do it, and it just was not impressive. And when something's not impressive, it's okay to get out. So I got out at 242, and then it came back down. So good sell, good couple plays. And what I do want to say about SHIP is you can see, so look at this 248 level. I hit it once, twice, another time in the morning. So we're looking at 3 hits here. You're looking at a stair step where its price action was a higher range than the day before. So I'll be extremely interested tomorrow to see if SHIP can provide a stronger bounce to possibly test 3. So that's what I'll be looking for with SHIP. I think that definitely a watch for me, at least tomorrow. And I think that about sums it up on this name. Nothing spectacular, just a trend change. It's pattern I'm really comfortable with, so I played it. CLBS. Yeah, so that does it for the tickers that I traded, but now I'm going to go over some different tickers that I just found interesting off the scans, and I figured I would just talk a bit about them, because why not? Yeah, CLBS making a descending triangle. My thought process on this is if it does break out of this, it could have a strong push up. And the reason why I say that is because I've noticed lately that a lot of biotech low float tickers that have been washing out for multiple years, they just aren't really hot lately, and they're just popping up and exploding randomly, and they all seem to have something in common, which is they're just multi-year washes that are bouncing. So I think CLBS kind of fits that overall trend. You can see that, look, it's capable of making moves. Yeah, I got to look back at 2018, but it still was able to go from $4 to $11.60 in 2 days, right? That's a former runner. It hasn't had an impressive move since, and I mean, it's been 2 years, right? So, hey, it might be ready. I think of these things almost like you could. I think of them like volcanic eruptions. Like it takes a volcano a very long time to develop and for the pressure to build for an eruption in certain types of volcanoes. And that's kind of with stocks is like certain type of tickers take different amounts of time to form and develop their explosive moves. I just think CLBS might be at that pressurized point where it may be able to do something. That being said, I mean, a PR would help. We'll see what happens. The thing about my trading style is I like to buy low on tickers that are former runners, so I have a lot of potential upside. And I buy low, so if I'm wrong, I can cut for, barely any loss. If a lot of times I cut for a small win. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm wrong a lot. So I brainstorm a lot of these crazy ideas and just think, what could spike? And I just look for them. And most of them don't work. Like most of them don't take off. But at least I'll be ready for anything, I guess. So NH, it's a 26 mil float. Health Information Services sector. So this one's a pretty obvious why I'm watching it. It's just really nice curl pattern off of a multi-year wash. and it has developed in a very, very nice range on the multi-week or even multi-month. It's pretty clear. $5 zone has been a point of key resistance for a while. If it can break out of this 510 area tomorrow, I think that it could have another explosive pop similar to what happened on this day, where it went from 290 to 5. So I'll be looking for a nice explosive pop over 510 to possibly 7. I think that is reasonable. SRNE made a really nice run. I actually missed this entire thing. I wasn't even watching the ticker today, but I noticed it after hours. So, I mean, I like the multi-week development's kind of cool. I actually really doubt that I'll get involved in this, but you know, I just think it's worth bringing up the ticker. It's interesting. AXGN, really nice first green day development with a VWAP reclaim going into close. I think this could continue tomorrow. And it's a pretty wild chart from its highs at 57 to $9, and now it's getting a bounce on a PR. I think this could definitely have a day 2, so I'll be watching this. MKGI, really nice move from 210 to 290. And you know what? It's a 7 mil float. Just had a really nice green day. It doesn't have a great history of day 2s, but you know what? I'll watch it. CPST. Again, it's not great, but it's a 7 mil float making a fresh breakout. So you know what? I could see this kind of popping up to test the 450 resistance area. It's, you know, I can't really say that I feel too confident in CPST. It's not my favorite ticker. It trades thin. TA is, it's barely playable, but kind of interesting. APVO. This one I would like to watch because it's making a multi-day triangle. I'm interested to see if we will get a pop to test the former highs. NAVB. Now this ticker, I just find it interesting. It is capable of having some spikes. And my thought process on this is it's been making higher lows. So higher lows. We're forming like a wedge. And I'm just thinking if it breaks out of the wedge, we could get a nice explosive move to test 5 perhaps. Not my favorite ticker to play, but we'll see. And then a couple other random names that will just be on my watch list just cause, I guess. I like to put a bunch of tickers on my watch list and then organize it from percent change after open. I like to just be ready for anything. So I watch a lot of stuff, just look at what's moving, what's developing, and then I kind of go from there. I like to keep my options broad. So that's why I'm watching so much stuff, but I think that's probably enough for this video. I've talked enough about just random stuff, so enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.